take 80. 80 takes. 80, guys. Can you hear me? 80 takes. What am I like, eh, beautiful ones? What am I like? Dime qué es lo que esperas. Dime qué quieres ver. Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Joseph. It's really lovely to meet you. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back, guys. Now then, how many times am I going to say guys today? I'll try and keep that to a minimum, shall I? Guys. Okay, will do. Now then, guys. Now then, beautiful ones. In today's tutorial, we'll be looking at this, which is the E.L.F. or Eyes, Lips and Face. This is the Flawless Satin Foundation. This is in shade 220 or beige, and this is specifically for cool undertones. It says so there. You would have thought, wouldn't you, that something with beige, the word beige, would give you quite a yellow sort of tone, but again, I haven't opened this at all. It's brand new. Can you see it's factory sealed? I got this yesterday from Superdrug, £9, which is a bargain. It's giving me vibes of NARS a little bit. Is it the light reflecting foundation by NARS, which comes in the very sleek black lidded frosted clear glass pot? And today's video, guys, won't be a blind review. In fact, all this will be today is an unboxing, first impressions, and the title of this this video was originally, in fact, still going to be, is Don't Throw Your Foundation Out Just Yet, or words to that effect, because I've heard some quite bad things about this foundation. My good friend Susie over at Light Fragments Oracle reviewed him, and she hated it. I think it didn't glide onto her skin. It gathered in patches. It certainly didn't give her the satiny sort of look she was after. So, and obviously by the name of the video, Don't Throw Your Foundation Away Just Yet, I'm going to be trying, bear in mind, I haven't done this technique at all yet, to try and alter the way the foundation looks on the skin so that we can, we can wear it then with confidence and know that it makes our skin look amazing. Sorry, I should have turned that off. I'll be playing around with this basically to try and get the best out of it. And I've got a little tip or a method to get to alter the look of a foundation, which you previously didn't like. So hopefully you'll like it once you use my new method, guys. So if that sounds like something you beautiful ones want to find out more about, stay tuned. So my beautiful ones, without any further waffle from yours truly, shall I crack this one open? Because you can see there, I've already started to, so that should just come off there, shouldn't it? Well, we know what I'm like getting into these sort of things. Do you know what I mean? So that's him, I suppose. Well, what's that on the bottom? Ah, right, okay. Okay, guys, not the easiest foundation to get into because, first of all, it had a cellophane shrink wrap around it, and then it had a sticker which sealed it down that side, which I've just removed, and then there's this little sticker on the adhering the lid to the frosted glass bottle, and that just says that the shade, I think that just says the shade. And as I said, this is in 220 beige, and it says specifically for cool or pink undertones, which is just, ideal for my Celtic chops. But so far, I'm really, really liking the bottle, the fact the bottle's made of glass, so it can be recycled. You can hear that, can't you guys? Sorry, itchy eyebrows. Itchy everything. I've just had a hot bath and the water in Ely is quite hard, so if that happens to you, just to add a few grains of or a handful of magnesium sulfate or Epsom salts to your bath. That will soften it up and soften your skin too, so that you don't have that horrible dry sort of flaky sort of feel after, because there's nothing worse, is there, guys? Shall I stop waffling on about hot baths and dry skin and talk about foundation? And all it says on the bottle, guys, is that it's the Flawless Satin Foundation, and reverse it around onto the back. And as you can see there, it says full coverage. So we're looking for two things there, aren't we? Just take the lid off him. We're looking for the fact it's medium coverage and a satin finish. So it doesn't say shake. There are no directions on the bottle at all. That's really classy, isn't it? I'm really liking that, really very much so. Okay, and what I tend to do is when I do reviews for or any sort of tutorial where I'm trying a foundation or a makeup item for the first time, try it on the back of my hand or the rubber arm. It's doing its return performance. So, hello, Mr. Rubber Arm. Can't actually speak because it is only an arm at the end of the day. Doesn't have any vocal cords. So let's get some of him out. Should I start that bit again? Might have to, mightn't I? Right, guys. So let's get some of him on the back. So just give it a quick pump. It didn't say shake or anything like that, did it? And let's just see how long this is going to take to come out the bottle. I have to speed this bit up, unfortunately. Here we go. I was going to say, don't tell me they've given me a dud pump. Put the lid on him. And this is 20 mils, and so it's 10 mils less than your bog standard 30 mils. So coming in significantly smaller than regular foundations. Again, for £9 though. And if this makes me look amazing, then it'd be £9 worth well spent, won't it? However, we need to try it now, don't we, guys? Okay, so there he is on the back of that hand, and I'll just rub him in. Okay. I don't know whether this is fragranced or not. I can't remember whether Susie said that was one of the issues with this foundation. I guess it's pulling a little bit on the skin, so it doesn't glide on, although it doesn't, it's nowhere near some of the terrible foundations we have tried on on this channel. Very, 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 very faintly perfumed, but a nice sort of it's a very, very clean sort of almost citrusy, but very, very, very faint. So that's a layer of him on the back of that hand. I wouldn't call it, oh, I don't know, I was going to say I wouldn't call that medium coverage, but, and has it got a shine to it? It's dried, so I put that on about, clock's over there, about 30 seconds ago, didn't I, to a minute ago. So dry time, possibly around 2 minutes maximum, guys. So that dried really, really, really quickly, and it just smells gorgeous. Sorry, I ought to stop smelling the foundation. But now I'll put a strip down here. And what I do that for is just to see whether this is going to be a good colour match to me or not. Take the lid off him. And we'll use a small amount this time, shall we? Maybe about half a pump I used there, didn't I, beautiful ones? How are you all? Are you all okay, gorgeous ones? Hope so. Today is a gorgeous day in England. Cold, but lovely. Nice and sunny. Wow. Look at how pale, guys. Let's pray that this one oxidizes down. And, you know, darkens maybe just a little bit to match my skin tone. I can't think why. I wish I could. I looked this morning to see whether I could find Susie's video on this foundation, although I couldn't find it anywhere. I didn't have a particularly good look because I think that it's part of another video, if that makes sense. I think Susie concludes that she didn't like the E.L.F Radiant Flawless Satin. Why am I waffling, guys? Does it matter? No, it doesn't matter, guys, does it? So that's him. And you see, because it dries so quickly, it's going to make blending quite difficult. Mind you, I suppose it has matched my neck exactly, hasn't it? And that's what you need from a foundation. If it matches your neck and your face, then you're onto a winner. If it matches solely your neck, then you're still onto a winner. You may need to, I was going to say, you may need to apply products on top of it. Don't do that, guys. Just don't. Do you know what I mean? So many people apply bronzers, contour, powder, blusher, and all of these things, which I don't like the look of that. But so what to do if a foundation is too pale? Good question. Now, guys, the fact that that is so pale on that area of my face, isn't it? It's way, way, way too pale for my face. Someone, I think it was Catherine. Hi, Catherine. How are you doing, lovely? I hope you're okay. Catherine asked me the other day what to do if a foundation is too pale. And she said, should I throw it away? Certainly not, is my answer to her, to Catherine. You can get pigments and stuff and even concealers. So something like this one, which is really, really, really dark, isn't it? However, that will give you enough pigment to darken your foundation up very, very slightly. So maybe just add a dab of that one onto the back of the hand, a pump or two of foundation, blend it up until you reach your desired skin shade, and then just apply it and you play around with it. Basically, you can get kits which have many, many different shade concealers, and I think MAC do one, and I think that Revolution possibly do one too. Not too sure, but right. And of course that works in the reverse too, doesn't it, beautiful one? So if you have a foundation which is too dark, go in with it, because that one's for the light one, isn't it, which we're trying to darken. This one is almost a white sort of concealer, and these are both sleek makeup, and these are both cool shades. So it's important when you're trying to darken or lighten up a foundation, the concealers you use need to be in the same tone of skin tone that the foundation is, so cool, warm or neutral. So I hope that makes sense. Sometimes I don't make sense, I get that, guys, but I've just removed that layer from that area of my face, and now we'll go in and we'll apply this all over my face, shall we, without my method, and then I'll show you how to do my method. Hopefully it might even be a lovely foundation, don't know until we try it, do we, guys? So how much should I put on? I'll put a pump and a half on. So quite a lot of foundation there, isn't there? Put the lid on him, and I'll use my stipple brush, I think, today, because it's just it's a very, very, very soft brush. And all you do is you just gather that one onto the brush. Okay, and what I like to do is I just like to work the excess foundation onto the back of my hand. So let's start by, and what I'm doing here is I'm just applying the foundation onto my skin, so I'm not actually swirling at the minute or doing the tiny little, the tiny little swirls, which I will do in a minute, which is how to, and then I'll start stippling. And by holding the foundation brush at the end, gives you a little bit more sheer coverage. And if you want a fuller coverage, hold it closer to the bristles. Can you see I'm just using circular motions? Yeah, I'm quite liking this stuff so far. I mean, it hasn't dried on my skin just yet, so it probably gives you, well, we worked out, didn't we, that dry time was 2 minutes. So 2 minutes grace, I guess you could call it, couldn't you, beautiful ones, to work it into your face. And I know a lot of you out there will be applying this onto primers and moisturizers and stuff, which will give you an extra few minutes, do you know what I mean, to play with. So let's just work that one into this half a century year old chop, shall we? I'm actually enjoying being 50, I must admit. I guess with being half a century years old or 50 years old, it does bring a certain amount of experience and wisdom with it, doesn't it? Although I am still like a 2-year-old in a man's body most of the time. Bring it down. Don't forget to do your ears, beautiful ones. And even if I like this foundation, which I think I'm going to, I'll show you how to rescue one which you don't like, if that's okay. Really simple technique again, beautiful ones. You just need one extra product, which you can pick up from the pharmacy or the what do you call them in America, drugstores. And do they sell makeup in drugstores in America, or do you have separate shops? I don't. I have been to America many times, Florida, New York, California, because obviously we lived in New Zealand until I was about 10, and back then they didn't have airplanes which could fly for 24 hours, and now they do, I believe. Waffling. And on the way back from New Zealand, we stopped in Honolulu in Hawaii, and we stopped in Los Angeles as well, and I went to Knott's Berry Farm. I remember that vividly. I was only about 10 at the time, but shall I talk about rather than... Right, beautiful ones. That's one layer of the Flawless Satin foundation by E.L.F. in shade 220 Beige for cool undertones, applied with a stipple brush in doing the circular motions. And I think that looks pretty darn good, don't you? And by the way, the only way I prep my skin is to have a quick shave when I'm in the bath, and I bath and wash before every tutorial, and I apply my foundation or anything I'm testing onto bare skin, just so you can see what it looks like without primers and serums and all of that interfering. So glasses are reasonably clean. I get, wow, on the skin, you can tell there's something on my skin, although, wow. I'm sorry, but I really, really like this foundation. Really, really like it. It didn't drag as I put it onto my skin. I guess that if I'd left it on my skin for a little bit longer, do you know what I mean? Longer than the 2 minutes dry time, I would have possibly run into problems with the old blending, but it blended in seamlessly. Color match is superb, isn't it? And again, how many times am I going to say again today? Again, guys, sorry. Again, do you know what I mean? When you're looking for a foundation, something like this one, which has the most of the guesswork taken away from it, doesn't it, by telling you it's specifically for cool, neutral or warm undertones, then that's good as well, isn't it? So, but no, I mean, I'm really, really impressed. Very, very impressed for £9. £9, beautiful ones. I mean, the color match is just amazing. Look at the area here. Can you see the very, very, very soft sort of satiny sheen? So it's living up to its claim, isn't it, there, that it does give your skin a satin finish. This video is not sponsored at all, by the way. Wow, my skin just feels totally dry. Not dry, but the foundation has set and it's dried on my skin. Wow, I'm so impressed. So sorry, Susie, but well, I'll go and take a film of this looking at in natural daylight, and then when I come back I'll teach you how to do my technique of how to rescue a foundation which would have otherwise ended up in the bin. Okay, I'll do that. So beautiful ones, this is me now stood in my lounge with the window directly in front of me, and I just think this foundation is phenomenal. I do. It just looks really, really, really natural on the skin. Do you know what I mean? And the colour match, as I've already said, is superb. I mean, look at the glow it's giving me. Skin feels slightly hydrated, not greasy though at all. And it didn't have any skincare claims to it, did it? But no, I think that's incredible. Got my hand mirror here, which I'll just have a little inspection, if I may. Yep, it's not gathering at all anywhere. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes foundations, they can gather, can't they, into lines, pores and texture on your face, but this is just, it's glided over all of those. So can you see my smile? Bit sad of me, I get that, guys, but, you know, give me a break, please, beautiful one. Kidding. But no, that is amazing. Incredible foundation. So I'm not too sure why Susie failed it, but we can't like everything, can we, guys? You know, we can't all be the same. Some of us are going to love stuff, some of us are going to hate it. So anyway, I better show you my method how to rescue a foundation which would have been destined for the trash, as you beautiful American people say. And I'll see you in a minute. So, my beautiful people, you found your ideal foundation to a certain degree, but it doesn't look good on your skin, or it's gathering in fine lines, or it's clinging to patches. Basically, it's not living up to its claims. So rather than throwing it away and wasting all of that money, because some foundations can be really, really expensive, can't they, guys? 30, 40, even £50. I know some Christian Dior ones can be really expensive. Stop waffling, man. Okay, I'm stopping now. So this foundation, I think, is amazing. You've heard me go on and about how brilliant I think this one is today. But let's pretend that I didn't like this one now, shall we? Why don't we do that? And what you'll need is a primer. And I'm going to use the IRL Skin Filter Pore Blur Primer, Pore Blur Primer this morning. And all you need to do, guys, is mix the two together on the back of your hand. Sounds counterintuitive, doesn't it? Applying primer, mixing primer with foundation. I can hear many of you saying out there, well, if I apply primer first and then foundation over the top, won't it be the same as if we mix them two on the same? Sorry, if we mix the two on the back of your hand or my hand? No, the answer to that basically is no. By applying the primer onto your skin directly, and then going in with the foundation, you're giving yourself time for the primer to dry. The primer will also interact with chemicals, give it time to interact with chemicals and change its nature on the skin. There are many, many reasons why mixing foundation with primer is a good idea. So, and it also gives you slip and slide and just changes the look of the foundation utterly on your skin. So, just stop waffling. Okay, we'll do so. Let's 1.5 pumps again. Wow, falling in love with this stuff. It is gorgeous. Sorry, Susie, lovey, and we'll just apply exactly the same amount of primer. So 1.5 pumps of those two. Again, I've used way too much here, guys, but this is for demonstration purposes, isn't it? Oh no, leave my glasses on just for a second, just while I blend those two together. And one thing I will say, guys, is do make sure that you know that you first of all establish whether your foundation and primer are silicone based or water based or oil based. A lot of primers are silicone based. And once you've established that fact, you know, once you need to make out, basically you need to establish whether the two are exactly the same component, main component, so silicone, water, oil. And that way they'll work together. If you go in with a water-based foundation on an oil-based primer, they won't work, guys, at all. So now then, so can you see that on the back of my hand? And I've used the same brush. I haven't washed this brush yet. Perhaps I should have. I don't know. Let's get all of that one onto the brush, shall we? Can you see that? Again, starting in the center of the face. And this technique, as I said a minute ago, this technique just offers the foundation or changes the foundation, making it much more easy to apply onto your skin. It will actually change the way that foundation looks on the skin as well, by virtue of the fact that we're mixing it with a silicone primer. So I'm just going to get this onto my skin and then I'll start buffing it in. Love doing this sort of thing. Really enjoying, you know, my new career as a makeup artist on YouTube. So, and what I'm going to do now is just hold the brush towards the end, not right at the end, but this just gives you a little bit more control over how you use your brush. Can you see I'm just using very small circular motions, and by doing that I'm pushing the foundation into my pores, and then I'll sweep over in a minute. Change hands, and I am right-handed, so this isn't going to be quite so simple on this side, but I think you get the idea though, guys, don't you? Do you know what I mean? Right, so that should do for our first app, and I'll only do one application today, just clean that off the back of my hand, because that will bother me for the rest of my life if I don't. God, I'm such a drama queen, aren't I, guys? You love me for it though. I love all of you as well. We've established that, haven't we, that we all love each other and how beautiful our YouTube family is. Right. Okay, so you can already see, can't you, how, wow, that just feels incredible. You can already see, can't you, how different the foundation looks. Before it looked a little bit Not flat, because this foundation isn't flat at all. In fact, it's very satiny, but possibly a little bit, I'm sorry, by going in with the prime, we've added dimension to the foundation, basically, haven't we? So, and now what I'll do is, because I've filled in my pores, I'll just sweep across using my brush, and all I'm doing there is sealing off the top of the foundation, which we've just pushed into nooks and crannies on the old face. Bring it down onto the neck too. And that should do. Right. Very, very quick, very, very simple. Again, all of my techniques aren't, they're just not time consuming, and they're very, very quick. So you could do this first thing in the morning. If you want to, why not make a little pot up of the of these two together? Half and half again. Half of him and half of him mixed together into a little pot. That again would save you time, wouldn't it? But the whole point behind it, wow, look at that area there. My skin feels incredible. The whole point behind today's tutorial is to try and save a foundation which previously you didn't think you could save. So I think that's really, really worked. Yeah, okay. You can see the glow there, guys, can't you? How natural this foundation looks, and we've made it look even more natural now by mixing the primer in with the foundation. Any sort of primer would work as long as it's silicone based. What I mean by any primer is anyone which is designed to offer hydration, mattification, pore filling, any of those sort of primers. Just do make sure that if it's a silicone primer, you're using it with a silicone foundation. That's key to success on this technique, but it's definitely worked, isn't it, guys? So that's how to save a bottle of foundation, which otherwise would have ended up in your trash can or your bin, and you would have wasted 10, 15, 20 US dollars or 10, 15 pounds, which is awful, isn't it? But so guys, in today's video, we've looked at the E.L.F. or Eyes, Lips and Face Flawless Satin Foundation, which Susie failed. I have already said, haven't I, that we can't like everything. Where life would be pretty boring, wouldn't it, if we all hated the same things or loved the same things? I actually think this is a brilliant foundation. I'm falling in love with this one. Big time. I think the camera's wobbling, isn't it? That's because my leg's touching the frame. Right, I better stop that, better not. Okay, stopping. And do bear in mind, guys, that do you know what I mean? That we've all got different skin, haven't we? We've all got different requirements from our makeup and our foundations and stuff. And Susie is in her middle 60s, and I'm in my 50s. So, well, I'm just turned 50 in the summer. So, do you know what I mean? What I'm trying to demonstrate there is the fact that Susie's skin will be very, very different to mine. And also her expectations from the foundation could have been totally different from mine too. But this is an amazing foundation. In fact, I think this could be a holy grail product of mine. I have also talked to you beautiful ones about how to darken a foundation which is too light. So don't throw your foundation away just yet, guys. Get yourself a darker concealer, which is in your skin tone. So cool if you've got cool skin tones, pink skin tones, or pink undertones, I should say. Yellowed for warm, and somewhere in between for neutral. More of a grey sort of colour for neutral. I'm not saying that people who have neutral skin tones have grey skin, because no one has grey skin, do they? And of course, similarly, if your foundation is too dark, go and get yourself an ultra pale or paler concealer than you would normally use, again in the same colour family. So again, pink, yellow or neutral undertones. So, but without doubt, today's biggest success came by mixing our primer in with our foundation, didn't it, guys? It has changed how that looks on my skin utterly. It's just transformed it. So, Susie, if you're watching, lovey, and you want to resurrect your E.L.F. or Eyes, Lips and Face Flawless Satin Foundation, and you have a silicone primer to hand, why not try mixing them together? I think you'll be really, really surprised at the results. If any of you guys out there have tried this foundation and enjoyed it or didn't enjoy it, I'd love to hear from you. Similarly, I'd also like to hear whether you have any requests for makeup techniques which you want to see me develop, because that's what I'm here for, beautiful ones. And that's all for today, unfortunately. If you enjoyed today's makeup tutorial, don't forget to give us one a thumbs up, leave a comment, and I will reply eventually. Also, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notifications button to all, and that way you'll be notified each time I blah, blah, blah. All that remains is for me to wish you guys a gorgeous Monday. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care. Shut up, man. Shut up. Shut up now.